All right, thank you for the questions. We are actually going to be attending to some of these questions one after the other. We are going to be attending to the one that is talking about the relationship between productivity and time management. That is a nice question. The truth about life is that if you don't have understanding of time, and if you're not someone that have value for time, productivity may be far from whatever you're doing. Like what the Bible says, that the sons of Issachar, that they have understanding of time and they were in charge. That is the truth. And whatever you do, as long as you value time and you have understanding of time, you've gone a long way to success. Okay, so now most of the people under me that I train, or my mentees, I always make it compulsory. One of the first book or first something like diary that you need to have is called to-do list. To-do list is very, very important. Don't just let the day take you by surprise. Don't just wake up and say, oh, what is today going to give to us? Just pray and anything that comes you take. No. Enter every new day intentionally. Enter every new week intentionally. Enter every new month and every new year intentionally. Prepared. All right? How do you do that? By the time you have your visions on your vision board and well spelled out, you start doing your to-do lists. To-do lists have to cover your daily to-do list, your weekly to-do list, your monthly to-do list, and your yearly to-do list. That is the truth. All right. So there is something to-do list is actually a list of the things you want to do. In somebody that I was discussing with was talking to me about one of her schoolmates. They were in the same hostel, and she used to say that one every day she wakes up late. They wake earlier than the lady, but they found out that this lady gets to the class before them. Right? They kept on wondering, how does she do this? So one of the days they now called the girl to ask her, why is it that we usually wake up before you, but we found out that you normally get to the class before, you leave the hostel before? So the girl laughed. She now sat them down and started lecturing them. She now told them that everything that she does in the morning is already written out the previous day, the previous night. The clothing she was going to wear, the perfume she was going to wear, the makeups, the shoes, everything, and even how the step by step she is going to take to get to the bedroom, take her bath, is already written down. So she is not going to be making some guesses or trial and error. So when you have your to-do list like this lady I'm talking about written down, every work, the work that is supposed to take you like 1 hour, 2 hours, could just take like less than 30 minutes. You directly get to the job and get it done perfectly, and productivity becomes high. We'll call it high efficiency. All right, so this lady now, when others wake up and they are trying this makeup, when they try this one is not working, they change another one, they tried, and some of them are not too much. But this lady just wakes up, she already know everything prepared because they are all on her to-do list. So what next does she do? She just open her to-do list and follow it, number 1, number 2, number 3. And by the way, before you know it, she's done. And she leaves the hostel and they are still struggling with their trial and error because there's nothing like to-do list. Now, to-do list is good, but there's something I call a senior brother to a to-do list. What is it? It is something that we call priority list. So what is priority list? Priority list is a to-do list that is now ordered on either ascending order or descending order. All right, and for you to build an effective priority list, you need to have an understanding of time management terms, and there are two major terms that play a strong role in trying to compile your priority list. They are called urgent, and the other concept is called important. So when you put these two together and match them in different forms, you are going to be coming up with about 4 events. That's what we'll have. What are these events? We'll have event number 1, which talks about urgent and important. So there are some urgent and important events in your life. For example, if you are a married man and they told you that your wife is pregnant, you know that your wife is pregnant, but they told you that your wife is in labor. This is an event that is both urgent and important. All right, it has to be at the top of your priority. Okay, now, and there are lives like that. Something like okay, tomorrow your daughter is going to go for an exam, maybe JAMB exam, and at the morning of that exam day, that JAMB exam becomes high on priority. All right, because it is both urgent and it is also important. All right, so that's one kind of event, and this one, urgent and important, will be at the top of your list. Then the second one is what we call urgent, all right, but not important. Urgent but not important. So this importance we attach to this kind of event sometimes are just man created. We just created it. Just like, okay, a friend just rushed in and he's telling you, oh, do you still remember this our classmate? He called the name and he tells you that tomorrow is his birthday and he's going to do it big. We can't afford to miss it. Okay, this thing wasn't in your plan before, but because a friend just came in and brought this and made it very urgent to you, and actually it's not very important, but you have to prioritize it now. If you don't have, if you're not a disciplined person, you begin to make it a priority in your life and begin to look for money here and there so that you'll be able to meet up with this urgent event that is coming up tomorrow, a friend's birthday. Okay, it wasn't in your plan, so it is something that is avoidable. That is the truth. It mustn't top your priority list. So another one is what we call events that are not urgent but they are important. In other words, they are very important but they are not urgent. This is a dangerous event. If you don't know how to plan with things, you discover that procrastination will set into your life. For example, a person that gets admission into school, or maybe school resumes, and you have 3 months to the end of the semester, and you know exactly the date that exam is going to start. Is the exam important? Yes, exam is very important. But is it very urgent? It's not very urgent because it is 3 months away. Because of that, you now discover that you will start pushing this thing, procrastinating. There is still a lot of time. Later, I'll do it. You now find out that because it is urgent but not because it is important but not urgent, you can keep shifting this thing until the exam is just 1 week remaining. You now discover, it gets done on you that I've not prepared anything towards this exam. That's when a lot of people start running helter-skelter. Can I tell you this? The people that make first class in school are of high productivity, and it is not because they are the most brilliant, no, but these guys understand from beginning, from day one, that every minute counts. They have understanding of time. So from that first week that the school resumes, these guys go to the library. These guys read all manner of material that they see. They do all manner of assignments. Sometimes you see them teaching their classmates. So when exam eventually comes, it's something that they have prepared for long ago. It's not taking them by surprise. Okay, but it's just like, okay, for example, a pastor now, a team of church workers, they have a crusade coming up towards the ending of the year, and they are now told to form a committee for this, and a committee is set up. But because there is still 6 months left, this crusade is very important, but it is not urgent. But you see them delaying until the remaining 2 weeks, and they start running helter-skelter. So this event is a dangerous event. Prepare for it. If you don't have self-discipline, events that are important but not urgent can take you seriously by surprise and you mess up. Okay, the last one is the one I can talk about in a passive way. It is called events that are not urgent and not important. Like just telling you that there is a masquerade event coming up in 2 months' time. Okay, this may not find any serious position in your priority list. So whatever you do, when you have your priority list set up, I always tell my mentees before you prepare to go to your office every day, after your prayer last night, the previous night, prepare your priority list. If you get to the office, instead of sitting on your office seat and you're confused, you don't know where to start, you see files everywhere and you don't know where to start, you're still confused, 1 hour, 2 hours and all of that. It is because you don't have your priority list. If you build your priority list for your office for that day, immediately you get to the office, you know exactly what to do. You know whom to call. You know the file to attend to. You know what to resolve. You know whom to delegate what to. And exactly, it is done on paper already. So priority list is key. If you are not doing it, to-do list starts today. All right? As you are listening to this, you make it part of your year's resolution that this is what I want to bring in, because if you have this, self-discipline comes in. And when self-discipline comes in, productivity sets in. And this is key to success. Thank you so much.